Hello, PSP Hacker 213 here, and I am doing a review on the Samsung T301 tracfone. I have just recently purchased this phone, and so now I shall do a review on it. Alrighty then. The first noticeable thing on this phone is that unlike most tracphones, it has a pretty large screen on it. And now that could be useful for looking at pictures, and taking pictures, because this thing does take pretty good pictures. Okay, so the first thing I find about this phone that's pretty good, I like the background. It's black, and the icons are cool. They don't move. I don't like moving icons on a phone. The second coolest thing I find about this phone is it slides out. Ooh, look at that, huh? Yeah, I like slidey phones. It's got the, slide form factor, and as you flip it over, you can see Bluetooth, a small mirror, and a 1.3 megapixel camera. Now, some things that I find not very cool about this phone. Well, first off, it's kind of hard to see, but clearly, there's another annoying thing. Every time your phone turns off, it locks itself, and you gotta unlock it. I haven't figured out how to turn it off yet, so, that could be a problem. First, it's not very noticeable, but that says browser, and that says menu. Now, the only problem with this is you cannot change the navigation buttons on the front of the phone. So if you're out on the side, you can easily accidentally press the browser button. Now the problem with that is that the browser actually deducts 0.50 minutes every time you get onto it. There's no way of stopping that. You're screwed right there. Another thing I don't like about it is when receiving ringtone messages, if you receive ringtone messages from anybody other than another Samsung T301, I have found that it doesn't seem to want to open it. It seems to just want to say something about SMS deleted because it's not the right format or something. Now that's kind of messed up. Also, if you're using a texting website, you also cannot send pictures to your phones, let alone ringtones. That also serves as a problem. Now I will kind of show you some features of this phone. I'll start with the camera. To get the camera open, have to slide out. There is a small camera button on the side for easy access. Oh, I guess I don't have enough memory. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Got a little problem there, but it's fixed. Okay, so as you can see here, well, it's a little hard to see, but the camera is actually pretty nice. 1.3 megapixel big screen. Has some pretty nice features, like first off, you can change the views. You got a timer that goes to 10 seconds. You got light fixtures, and you have background settings. You can do black and white. You can do negative. Everything's like all negative. Like my PSP is kind of hard to see, but it's negative. You can do sepia, which is kind of like a better version of the black and white. You do emboss, which kind of makes things look punched in. You can do sketch, which doesn't really make things look like they're sketched in. And you can do antique, which makes kind of an old-timey looking photo. You got your moonlight. I haven't really used that. Doesn't look that great. And you got fog, which kind of just blurs the picture. Okay. Now. Okay, so you got your prepaid, it's basically the same thing. Always the same thing. you have a section for downloaded tones. You can record audio, and yes, you can use recorded audio as ringtones. I have a couple ringtones I downloaded from the internet. They're pretty cheap compared to some prepaid phones. As you can see, the sound quality is excellent. Recorded audio, not so much, but then again, it never does really sound that great. Okay, then you got your tools. You got converters, such and such, etc. And here's something I figured out. If you go into games, there's a game with it called Jump Boy. Now, let me select the new game. Did that sound familiar? If it did, that's because it is familiar. That's because they ripped that off of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Stage 2. That's Stage 2 of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. They ripped it right off of it. I don't know why. It's just kind of messed up. Sega should do something about that. Then there's the A+ Sudoku. That's okay, I guess, I mean, it's an okay game. I don't really care for Sudoku, but if you like Sudoku, that's a great game. I also like how this phone, the date bar is on top. You got the date up there, the time up there, and it kind of makes it look a little more professional. Unlike some phones that tracfone has out there, it usually comes with really crappy default backgrounds. As you can see, this is a default background that came with it, and it actually looks pretty good. Now, the phone's battery life, it's so-so, I mean, if you're doing a lot of calling, it ain't that great. It says 14-day standby time, but the standby life isn't actually that great. Now you have your contacts. Contacts real easy. You got your contacts list. It does have a search up there. You can search for your contacts. If they're missing, you can add new contacts. The recent calls feature is about the same. The settings is cool. Something I absolutely love about this phone. If you go to set display, go to main display, go to dialing display, you can actually change the font size, the font color, the background color, etc. of your phone. So when you're dialing in this, it doesn't really show up, but I have kind of a turquoise background and some newly colored buttons. It's pretty awesome. All in all, I give this phone, I give the Samsung T301 a 7 out of 10. It's a great phone. It ain't that great. It's got a nice professional look to it, I mean, compared to most tracfone, which don't look that great. And, yeah, it's a good phone. I like it. It has a very good price range, about $50, and it does come with double minutes. So your minutes automatically double over. That's a great quality to have in a phone. If it automatically comes with double minutes for life. And well, that's about it. This has been PSP Hacker 2131, the review for the Samsung T301 tracfone. And send me comments, subscribe to my channel. I will be having more videos. Please excuse me for I am a new user. And that is all. Thank you for watching.